This is Inside Indiana Business Radio on demand for Monday, July 7th, 2025. I'm Gary Dick. It is estimated that tourism is a $3 billion industry in Indiana and growing. Tourism spending up 7% from pre-pandemic levels. Indiana Destination Development Corporation interim CEO Amy Howell says the industry is providing more than economic impact.
We're shifting gears a little bit under the commerce vertical. And so that means, we're looking at upskilling our workers. We're looking at supporting our existing businesses and fueling main streets and regionalization. So we already promote regionally, but all of these other things, we look at it as tourism is the welcome mat for people to come to the state. So if it starts with a visit, then people might want to live here or work here or start a business here.
Elkhart-based ITR Concession Company has implemented its annual increase to toll rates along the Indiana Toll Road. The company says the rate for a full-length trip across the 157-mile stretch for a Class 2 passenger vehicle will now be $16.21, an increase of 67 cents. For a Class 5 truck, it's now $87.49. That's an increase of $4.13 from last year. Jeff Air Pilot Services has expanded the flight school's offerings at Shelbyville Municipal Airport since relocating there from Greenwood earlier this year. Jeff Air provides training for students pursuing private pilot licenses, commercial ratings, or instructor certifications. Since 2011, the company operated from the Indy South Greenwood Airport, but the Greenwood Board of Aviation Commissioners opted not to renew the company's lease as the airport looks to expand its services. Jeff Air also has a location in Anderson, as well as a partner school in Marion. From the state's #1 source for Indiana business news, you're listening to Inside Indiana Business Radio. Indiana's economy is on the move, and every region has a role to play. Join IBJ Media and Inside Indiana Business for the Innovate Indiana series, presented by Indiana University and Old National Bank. We're traveling to 10 regions across the state to spotlight business growth, workforce development, innovation, and Indiana's tech hubs. Don't miss this front row look at Indiana's future and the growth opportunities in your region. Find out when we'll be in your area at ibj.com/innovate. There are no nuclear power plants producing energy in Indiana, and only one manufacturer within the state currently produces components for small modular nuclear reactors. But that could change in the coming years.
That's due to new laws passed this year and in recent legislative sessions designed to spur SMR development and jumpstart nuclear power as a key component of the state's energy portfolio. Republican Senator Eric Cook of Bedford has been one of the legislature's biggest proponents of SMRs, streamlining the regulatory process for those reactors and trying to persuade utilities and manufacturers to embrace their development. Cook authored Senate Enrolled Act 424, which was signed into law by Governor Mike Braun in April. The new law offers Indiana public utilities that want to develop small modular reactors the ability to recover pre-construction costs from their customers before the project even begins. Braun has previously said that SMRs were part of the state's energy future, but he said he did not want the taxpayers and utility customers to assume the brunt of the risk. Cook also sponsored House Bill 1007, authored by Representative Ed Soliday of Valparaiso, which would provide a 20% tax credit for energy companies on costs related to developing SMRs. Alex Brown, Inside Indiana Business Radio.
Hoosier Racing Tire is moving forward with a $16.8 million investment at its Plymouth facility following the city's approval of a 7-year personal property tax abatement. Hoosier Racing Tire currently employs 447 workers at the site. Though the investment focuses on retention, the company is actively recruiting for up to 40 new positions. This is Gary Dick for Inside Indiana Business Radio on Demand.